Have you ever thought back to when you were a kid getting the hang of school? Learning patience, new schedules, where the bathroom is, how to use it, all while trying so hard to be quiet and patient. It can be frustrating. Well, what if I told you kindergarten was never supposed to be in a classroom, but rather more of a garden, per se? We are going to take a look at Friedrich Froebel and why he believed being outside and being involved in play were the real teachers at hand. Friedrich Froebel was a German theorist and educator who was known as the founder of kindergarten. He was born in 1782 and died at 70 years old in 1852. During Froebel's childhood, there was a Napoleonic War, which brought much social and political change during that time. Education at the time was a much stricter and focused on mostly memorization and creating automatic responses, rather than the needs of young children. According to the article Friedrich Froebel, His Life and Influence on Education by Miriam LeBlanc, his academic skills were weak in language and writing skills as a child, although he grew to excel at visually comprehending disciplines such as geometry and map making. Later in life, he went to go to school for architecture, but a friend of his had helped guide him down a different path, the one we know him for today. Once he switched his career path to be an educator, he taught at a school in Frankfurt for 2 years, to end up at a Yeverdon school under the works of Pestalozzi, his major mentors. Pestalozzi was a big influence in Froebel's beginning theories. For example, you can see many of his ideas in Froebel's first important published work, The Education of Man. According to an article written by Amy Tikkanen, one of the major works Froebel was able to accomplish during his lifetime was the fact in 1837 he opened an infant school in Blankenburg, Prussia, that he originally called the Child Nurture and Activity Institute, and which by happy inspiration he later renamed kindergarten. He also started a publishing company or firm for play and other educational materials, including a collection of mother play and nursery songs with lengthy explanations of their meaning and use. According to an article published by Early Excellence, which is a vertical educational supplier, Froebel's approach is rooted in the idea that young children learn best through exploration, creativity, and meaningful interactions with their environment. This child-centered philosophy reinforces the importance of play, nature, and holistic learning experiences. With this information, we can dive deeper into what some of his actual beliefs in enacting a creative environment were. For example, he had 4 main concepts. The first being play as a fundamental, which means that through structured play, the children can gain a deeper understanding of the world around them. Secondly, there is unity and connectedness, meaning all life forms are interconnected, and that teaches children to nurture those around them and to treat others as they wish to be treated themselves. Thirdly, he believed in nature and outdoor learning, meaning that he believed that children's learning environments should be more of a garden than a confined small space. Lastly, he believed that educational materials, or gifts, were also important. He made special gifts, as he called them, that were specially designed objects or toys to enhance spatial awareness for children. For example, he made balls, blocks, and sticks into play toys. There are many ways in which Froebel's theories are still seen in today's educational systems. For example, according to an article by Karen Tunks, one way Froebel's influence is still seen in the modern American kindergarten is the use of circle time as a means for children to play and learn through group activities. A few more examples of his philosophy being used in classrooms are field trips, using toys or objects for counting and mathematics, and involving play in a lesson. For example, real life Candyland could be an example. Moving around the classroom, but you have to solve a problem to get to the next part of the classroom. Another way we see his beliefs in the classroom is outside time and communication with the children. Before Froebel, children's learning was much different and a lot focused on repetitive learning and memorization, rather than the method that we see today that kids also enjoy and connect more with. In his works, we can see that he believed the teacher's role was to enrich the child's curiosity about the world and allow them to help explore the world while reaching their learning and educational goals. He encourages a more fun, play-based learning that encourages the teachers to be more communicative and more attentive to what the child is actually interested in learning and achieving in life. According to Early Excellence, some of the strengths of this theory would be that Froebel's approach encourages the autonomy and child-led exploration, ensuring that children have the freedom of movement and access to stimulating materials. Although one of the reasons that he may have received criticisms was because his philosophy was mainly built on German ideas relevant to his culture and time. So they may not be as applicable to more urban cultures. Another reason for criticisms was because many places focus on rote learning, which focuses more on standardized testing and memorization. Another reason could be because many teachers wish to be seen in a more authoritative position than someone the child simply feels comfortable with at the time. Finally, I personally believe that his philosophy aligns with what should be incorporated in today's educational plans. In my personal experience as a mother, I have noticed children learn much faster when the teacher or role model engaging with them is focusing on them and focusing on what they like to be interested in. For example, outside play and games. Both of my children seem to be more attentive when learning in an outdoor environment that's guided with nurtured led